Any boss is too old to be flirting with anybody. If you're the boss, don't flirt.
Sexy.
Hey yo, it's me, Joey. And you got stories from creepy exes, creepy bosses, creepy people in the workplace. And I'm gonna read them and react to them. Sorry I missed last Tuesday. I've been slacking. I got so much other crap going on. From comedy shows to my YouTube series to the everyday skits. I kind of forgot to get to these, but here I am today. Don't forget to send them in. Don't forget to send your stories in. aojoey.com. But yo, that's for another day. Let's just get into it. Recently worked as a lifeguard for the summer, and I, 18 female, had a boss too old to flirt with an 18-year-old. You know what? Let me throw this out here right now. Any boss is too old to be flirting with anybody. If you're the boss, don't flirt. Call me crazy. I've never been a boss, so I can't put myself in their shoes. But I don't think it's okay to flirt as a boss. I think you're too old, no matter what age you are, as a boss to be flirting. Unless I guess you're 19 and the girl is 18 and it's like a romantic story or something. I don't know. But man, it's tricky when you're in a position of power and you flirting with someone. I went one morning and asked if I was taking the heat well. Trying to figure out if that's creepy or not. It's not, I guess. That's you can ask that, I guess. That's fine. But I know it's not going to be fine. Because it's one of these stories, right? I said, well, I'll definitely need some ice soon since it's about 95 degrees now. Nothing wrong with that request. I don't know nothing about being a lifeguard. So I don't know whether or not asking for ice is a weird thing. You know, every job's got their culture and their community. So maybe if I spoke to some other lifeguards, they'd be like, yo, why is she asking for ice? I never got ice. I don't know what's the norm for lifeguards in that situation. I kid you not, without hesitation, he said, in full confidence too, well, maybe if it gets too hot out here, you can show off that bod and get nice and wet in the pool. Sorry he said that to you. You know, how old was this man? 18? That's an old dude thing to say, bro. That sounds like something a creepy old dude would say, but in jest. You know what I mean? This is one of those stories where maybe if it gets too hot out here, you can show off that bod. Okay, that's inappropriate. Yeah, now that I read it back, you can show off that bod. Any time that you're referencing someone's bod and you refer to it as bod, yeah. So yeah, cut that out. And get nice and wet in the pool. Man, even though he's saying get wet in the pool, I feel like there's a double meaning there. Or maybe that's the way I'm taking it. Maybe that's where my mind is going with it. But yeah, all unacceptable. Just not great. Anyways, I quit a few days later. Cool. And this man has talked about his wife and 2 kids. Okay, so this was an older dude. I misread it. He wasn't 18. Anyways, I quit. This man talked about his wife and 2 kids openly, then proceed to justify cheating. Love the vids, man. Thanks, they always make my day. I'm glad. I appreciate that. Yeah, all unacceptable. Man. You would think, my perception of the lifeguard culture, which I know nothing about, there's a lot of bodies going around, right? There's a lot of flesh. As a female lifeguard, you're going to be around male lifeguards. And I would assume that it would kind of be like actors and actresses. You know how actors and actresses can be without clothes and they can kiss each other and it's like nothing. I would think that lifeguards would be accustomed to other people's bodies and not be creepy about it. But that's a naive thing to think, I guess, on my part. I'm fascinated by the whole thing. Because I thought lifeguards, like, you know, man, anytime I saw a male lifeguard, they were kind of like Robert Irwin, Steve Irwin's son. You know how, like, you look at him and you know he's not going to be inappropriate with you even though he's, like, mad, you know, girls like him type thing. Does anything I'm saying make sense? I expected more out of lifeguard community is what I'm saying. I expected that, like, that level of nonchalantness around bodies. You know, where, like, it's not like if you were a female lifeguard and your boob popped out, the male lifeguard wouldn't even bat an eye. He'd just be like, yo, that's a boob. I'm not attracted to it. Let's get back to work. Because that's how I feel like it would be with actors and actresses, right? But I guess I'm learning today that lifeguards aren't as disciplined as actors and actresses. There's another field where dancers, like Dancing with the Stars, dude. Robert Irwin's on that too. But, like, you gotta dance with the opposite sex. And sometimes the opposite sex is really attractive. But they're so chill with it. You know what I mean? No one's I'm sure people are inappropriate over the years. But overall, it's such a weird thing. Because you put two cashiers dancing together at, like, ShopRite. Someone's going to lose it. You know what I mean? We should move on, though, right? That was enough lifeguard talk. When I was 18 working in a restaurant, a 40-year-old server there would come on his day off. You need to word that better. You need to word that better. I'm going to reread the sentence and you're going to understand why you need to word that a little bit better. When I was 18 working at a restaurant, a 40-year-old server would come on his day off. It's come in on his day off. Not to be like the master's degree character that I play. So he would come on his day off and sit in my section to surprise me with a visit. Were you happy? Were you excited? Was the surprise the equivalent to a birthday party surprise? I bet not. And one of those visits, his wife happened to show up with their kids and left them with him and dipped. That's karma. Introducing karma. Weighing in at 367 pounds. I'm just throwing out a number. I'm not saying anyone's fat or anything like that. Weighing in at blah blah blah. Karma. Never once tipped and refused to be served by anyone other than me. Daisy. Nice name. I need to use that name in the skits. This is a beautiful story. This man, 40 years old, coming in on his day off when he has a wife and a family to chill with you. And he got karma instantly. That was like this is a nice compact, minus the first sentence needs to be a little worded differently, but it was a nice compact, satisfying, justice was served story. I like this, Daisy. I like this for you as well. Maybe you know that you'll never have to deal with this again, and to never tip. All right, last one. I see a lot of buzzwords in here that might not. Damn. Okay. Man. Wow. There's a lot of buzzwords in here that I missed. Unfortunately, I can't show this one on YouTube. There are too many things that will get flagged. Alright. I'm scarce on stories. I was going through the thing, and it's not many up there now because I haven't been promoting where you submit. Go submit your stories if you want me to read your story on the YouTube machine. And yo, thank you all for watching. I'll try to be more consistent with this series. October 12th at the Whiskey Cellar. Got my comedy show in New York. Come out and see me. Washington, D.C. Black Friday. If you live in that area, you feel like traveling, come out and see me. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. Sorry y'all had to go through that. But at least we got some justice was served outcomes today.